Hello and welcome to Juice and Java. I'm Maddy Stessman.
I'm Jessica Mendelson.
And I'm Nicole DeMentri.
And this is our first show in November.
Yeah, it's
very
awesome.
exciting. I'm really happy about the extra hour of sleep that I'm getting these first few days of November.
It's so nice. It was such a nice surprise last night to wake up, and I set my clock for 8 and I woke up at 7 and I was like, wow, I have another hour of sleep.
Yes.
It was so great.
Extra daylight in the morning but it's going to get darker in the evening. But also a nice thing about November is how beautiful it is here in upstate New York.
Yes, I'm loving watching all the trees change color. In my classrooms, I find myself staring out the window and watching the trees.
Gorgeous. I saw the other day on the news, they did a map of fall foliage everywhere in upstate New York, and Syracuse is in its prime time right now. The colors are the best that they will be, so enjoy it now.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. I know, like, Hall of Languages, it's such a beautiful building to start off with, and then with the beautiful colors of the leaves, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Perfect Instagram, if none of you have found it yet.
I've seen quite a few, though.
Yeah, from all different angles of it, too. Everybody's getting the different angles. But it's also great to travel around upstate New York. Like you said, there's so many places that you can go. I mean, my parents were here last weekend, and we went to Skinny Atlas, and it was so beautiful.
Skinny Atlas is so cute and very, like, hip to go to right now. I feel like I have my car for the first time ever on campus, so I'm finally able to, like, get off of Marshall Street and see.
That's nice. There's a world outside of Marshall Street? I never knew.
For 3 years, I didn't know, but now I'm able to explore. And so I went to Skinny Atlas, which is gorgeous. And you said you went to Casanova?
Yeah, my cousin goes to school at Colgate, so I went and visited her, and we went to Casanova, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And so is Hamilton, New York, where Colgate is.
Yes.
If you haven't been there, it's a great little town. So awesome, so nice, and it was just a great time.
Yeah, I've been to Casanova before. The town is so cute with the water right down there. I'm sure it's just as beautiful.
Very preppy, actually, there. I was surprised. I'm from the West Coast, and coming to Syracuse, I thought East Coast, everyone's going to be so preppy, but we all walk around in our sweatshirts and yoga pants, but they are dressed to the T there at Colgate. They look so nice all the time.
Yeah, and it's nice driving around, too. Now, at the radio, there's so many new songs on.
Yes, I'm so happy to have a radio. My old car did not have one. So
how did you survive? Like, what did you do in the car?
I sang a lot to myself.
Singing to yourself,
you
know,
know,
a good time.
But now there's so many good songs to listen to and sing to.
What's your favorite right now?
Well, I just listened to Selena Gomez's new album, the whole thing, and I love all of it. And, you know, we know the, like, 2 songs that are on the radio, but there's some other good tracks on there. Sober is one of the songs that I really liked. There's so many good.
Yeah, you know, speaking of Selena, her ex, Justin Bieber, has been making a great, huge comeback. He's had his little setbacks. I believe, like, last week he had 2 little meltdowns, but that's besides the point.
You know what I'm really loving about these Justin Bieber song that just came out? It's reminding me when I really loved him, like in middle school and everything, and he had that phase that was just, who knows, but now he's back in his prime,
Exactly. He had a little bit of a trip up last week, but, you know, I'm going back to my Belieber days, and our own Juice and Java reporter, Monique Euster, went out around Syracuse campus to ask her, what was your favorite 90s TV show?
Hi, I'm Monique Euster in Shine Student Center, where I came to find out what students' favorite TV shows of the 90s were.
My favorite 90s show was probably Hey Arnold, because I loved, what was her name, Helga's shrine to Arnold. So funny.
Full House. It's my childhood.
Well, they're all my favorite, but my favorite's probably Saved by the Bell, because it was probably the best show ever on television.
I like that 70s show. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was really funny. Personal favorite character, I liked Red. I just thought Red was hilarious. His little one-liners and everything, and I mean, I think that relates really well to, I mean, even the friends that I have today.
Easily Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because Will Smith.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's played by Will Smith, and he's a Philly boy. I'm from Philadelphia, and it's just really funny, and it's a big contrast in between, like, the suburb life and the city life, which has been like a big part of my life.
Definitely the Rugrats, because I loved the Rugrats Go to France movie.
I don't know if Kim Possible counts as 90s, but that's definitely one of my favorites.
Hands down, Full House. That is my, like, all-time favorite show. Super excited for Fuller House that comes out in the spring.
I would say the Amanda Show, because I loved how it was like SNL for kids, and like it's kind of funny to see where Amanda Bynes is now.
Definitely Friends. I just think that all the characters are super funny, and it's really fun to watch.
I'm gonna go with Friends. It's really funny, and it has like good interactions between like male and female characters that kind of resembles college life, I guess.
My favorite show was Rocket Power, because I was really big on skateboarding when I was a little kid, and that's like all they did in that show.
My favorite show of the 90s was Boy Meets World because I had a crush on every one of the boy characters.
There are so many great TV shows from the 90s. I think my personal favorite is definitely Boy Meets World. I definitely agree. I had a little crush on all the characters. From Shine Student Center, I'm Monique Euster for Juice and Java.
Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Lauren.
And welcome to this week's episode of How to Survive College.
This week, we're going to teach you how to survive your first apartment. Tip number 1 is to make sure you do weekly grocery trips.
It's so much easier to go to the grocery store with all of your roommates all together so you guys can do one big grocery trip to make sure that you don't buy the same thing twice or have a lot of eggs or like 4 cartons of milk or something. It's just a lot easier to go all together to make sure that you coordinate groceries. Also, another tip is to buy a lot of stuff from the freezer section so that it lasts a lot longer and you're not in a rush to cook something and it doesn't go bad in your fridge before you have time to make it.
And if this is the first time you're cooking, don't worry. Go on Pinterest, find new recipes. You and your roommates can try things out. This is the time to figure out what works with cooking, what doesn't. So just experiment with the ingredients you have and I'm sure you'll make a great meal.
Tip number 2 is to make your room comfortable and cute.
For a lot of you, this is the first time you have your own room, so you might have a lot of space you didn't have before in a dorm when you're sharing it with someone else. So, go to Home Goods, go to Target. You can find a ton of things to cover up your wall. Definitely print a lot of pictures. You can put them all up on your wall with pictures of friends, family, and also you can definitely get tapestries. Those are really big and they'll cover up a whole side of your wall and they'll make it look so much more colorful and fun. Tip number 3 is to stock up on cleaning supplies and make a chores chart.
Go to the store and get a whole lot of cleaning supplies so you don't have to go back again and get it every time you go to get your groceries. Also, making a chores chart makes it so easy for everyone in the apartment to have their weekly chores so everything gets done around the apartment and it's not really dirty and gross. For example, one person could take out the trash one week, one person could be in charge of the dishes one night, unloading the dishwasher, vacuuming, or sweeping, stuff like that. Tip number 4 is to become really friendly with your maintenance staff.
Jordan and I can definitely tell you from experience that, living outside of a dorm in your own apartment, things will definitely go wrong that you don't know how to fix. So the nicer you are to your maintenance man, the faster they'll come to help you, and it's definitely good to have them on your good side because definitely there's going to be things that happen where you'll be struggling and it'll be nice to have that phone number to call. Tip number 5 is to don't waste money on cable, just get your Wi-Fi.
We all know that Netflix is basically the only thing we really need, and all of our shows and all of our sports events are all available online, usually the day after, or you can even stream live. We know we never watch TV, we never even turn on our cable, and that was totally a waste of money. Just go get the Wi-Fi so you can watch all of your shows online. You're better off spending the money on Wi-Fi or on a Netflix account than on cable, because most of the time during the week we're busy studying and no one can really watch their shows live anyways. So definitely skip the cable and go right for the Wi-Fi. So those are all of our tips for this week. We hope this helped you out. I'm Jordan.
I'm Lauren.
And we'll see you next week.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. I'm joined by the band Shiffley. Thank you guys so much for coming. So could you all just introduce yourselves and tell me what position you play in the band, what instrument you play, who's singing, what you guys all contribute?
Sure. My name's Brian. I play the drums and don't sing.
I'm Alex. I do sing and I play the guitar.
I'm also Alex. I play synthesizer and I sing background.
And I'm Sean. I'm not Alex, actually.
I know there's so many of you guys.
And I play bass.
And what kind of genre would you say you guys are together? Is there like somewhere that you get your inspiration or that you could compare yourselves to?
Sure. The genre that we affiliate ourselves with, I guess, is indie synth rock. Is that? Yeah.
Or you don't have to fit a genre. You guys just do your own thing. You make your own.
We thought like we could make our own, but then like we were told by a good friend of ours to like, cut it out with that.
Put a label on it.
Yeah, do something with it. But I would say bands that influence us, that we could all agree on. I would say bands like The Killers, Phoenix, 21 Pilots is another band right now that's doing really well. But yeah.
There's a lot of boy bands out there.
Tell me about it.
Probably kind of hard to break into that. Is there like a certain strategy that you guys take that you say, we're going to be different or we're going to be just like these guys? Or how do you break into the boy band world?
We just are who we are. We're good friends. I think that's really important. And if people like it, people like our personalities, then that's that.
And you guys have been making music together for a while, right? You all went to high school in Long Island, and that's how you met, or what's the story there?
The three of us went to high school in Long Island together. But Sean, we actually met in an interesting way. Sean?
Alrighty. Is this one of those questions
Give me a good story.
Yeah, is this one of those answers that I lie about, or what do you guys? No? Okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I was slacking off on my homework when I was 15 years old, and I was browsing the musicians section on Craigslist. And somehow I found these folks here, and nobody was like a 30-year-old dude trying to do who knows what. But,
they seemed normal.
Yeah, we all seemed to like the same music, and we're all the same age that we claim to be. And I auditioned, and I got the part. And at the time, I was the lead guitarist. And since then, things have changed a little bit. We moved around a little bit, and here we are.
So you guys had all been playing together as a band previously, and you were like, I need a fourth member, or like, how did that work?
I was actually the fourth member.
Oh, okay.
Alex and Brian had been doing a lot of projects with each other. Alex playing bass, Brian playing drums. They were looking for a singer. And then they found Sean, and then Alex started to try to convince me, and I was like, oh, no. And then finally I was, I should definitely do this.
So where were you playing at that time? Were you going to other high schools? Were you playing actual venues in high school, or?
We were just doing whatever we could at that point. It's a completely different thing. It's just how we met, sort of. But we didn't really start until college.
So then you went to college, but you all branched out and went different places. So how does that process work, keeping a band together when you're not actually together?
It was hard. It was, I think, better in the long run that we all lived in the same area than went to college in the same area. In the end, we really just pushed the summers. We would really rile up our hometown. And then during the year, we would get whatever opportunities we could. And luckily at Syracuse, we got a lot of opportunities.
So you play a lot of shows here, right? And you have a show in Syracuse tonight, I believe. Can you tell us about, like, now post-grad kind of opportunities that you're getting and where you're playing and what you're doing?
Sure. So post-grad, or just kind of things that we're up to now, we have a show tonight at the Westcott Theater in Syracuse.
Everyone, come watch.
Yeah, all you viewers out there. We're opening for this band from Australia called Strange Talk, and they're actually quite unique. They have a really good following down there, and also they're doing a full U.S. headline tour, so it's great to play with them. And then on Wednesday, we're actually going to be opening for the Plain White Tees.
Wow.
In back on Long Island. And then just closing out 2015 with a couple shows around the city, some of the states nearby, back home, like Jersey, Pennsylvania, and all that. And then 2016, we have our Shift Miss show that we like to do. It's a good time.
Which is, please explain what that is.
I think the title explains itself. It's a celebration. It's Christmas, but it's Shift Miss because we are Shiffley. So it's it's a cool thing.
Well, so if people want to find out more about you or maybe even go to your show tonight, how can they find you? On social media? You guys have a Facebook page? Or
Why don't you tell them, Alex?
Sure. All right. Yeah. We are on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We have a Bandcamp. We're on Spotify, iTunes.
What's the
anything under the sun? The at Shiffley Band.
And how can they get a hold of your newest album?
That is on. That's called Anthem City. It's the latest EP. That's on iTunes, Spotify. Everywhere. It's ubiquitous.
Perfect.
And we recorded the whole thing at Syracuse at Belfer, right around the corner.
Wow, awesome.
Everything is all in-house.
Well, thank you all for returning to Syracuse, and good luck on your show tonight.
Thanks for having us.
And up next, Remy's taking us to the new restaurant on Marshall Street, which is a mix of Chinese and Mexican. Let's take a look.
I'm here on Marshall Street, and it's a little cold and a little chilly, but it's not stopping students from getting their grub on. And I'm standing in front of the new Mexican and Asian fusion restaurant, Avoca Mexican Grill. So we're going to see what students think about the new restaurant, if they're willing to try it. So have you heard of the new Mexican Grill, Avoca?
I have not heard of it, but I've walked past it a couple times. Never heard of it.
I have heard of it, actually.
I have not heard of it, but I've seen it.
So you pass by it a lot, but do you ever stop inside?
No, never. Well, I have Chipotle on my phone, and I use that app way too much, and they don't have an app. I guess that's why.
What did you hear about Avoca Mexican Grill?
Saw it. Just walked down the block, and I was like, okay. And I saw like the signs.
from here, so we just looked for something to do here and somewhere to eat and found it.
That we were just running down the street and Chipotle was really crowded, so she just ran in and said, okay, like, let me try this.
Do you know anything about what they serve?
I passed by, I think they serve all kinds of food. I think they do even have Chinese food, right?
No food.
Burritos?
Yeah, they actually serve like a fusion of Asian and Mexican food, so they serve both. So knowing that, would you guys consider going?
Yeah,
try it out.
Try.
Do you think you're going to try it anytime soon?
No, maybe not really. I'm not a big, I know they have like Chinese food and Asian food as well as Mexican food, and I'm not a fan of neither.
Yeah, definitely at some point. I definitely do want to try it at some point because, I like trying everything on Marshall Street. I like seeing what we have to offer on campus since there are so few options on Marshall. It's definitely something I do want to do before I leave campus.
What did you guys think of the food that you just ate?
It was okay, pretty basic, it wasn't bad. It looks like there's a decent amount of choices, so you can easily kind of decide what you want. It looked okay, like it looked edible. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I have to get it type of thing. So hopefully I'm not like negating customers from going, but yeah, I was just in a rush.
There was a restaurant to open on Marshall Street. What would you want it to be?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I want to say Chick-fil-A because there is not a Chick-fil-A very close, and I love Chick-fil-A, unfortunately.
I think probably McDonald's would be super helpful because it's like fast and quick to go.
Avoca Mexican Grill is also open late at night and is available for delivery. I'm Remington Bennett for Juice and Java, and you're watching Roaming Around with Remy.
Welcome to our first game show segment here on Juice and Java. Today we are going to be playing Trivial Trivia, all about the upcoming presidential campaigns that are coming up. And we are here joined by Max Darrow, the managing editor of Talking Points. Max, thank you for hosting this game for us.
Of course,
Thank
you.
you.
I'm glad to be here.
Yes, all right, so first questions are going to be a little silly, kind of fun facts about all the candidates.
Yeah, we'll
so
see how we do.
Let's get started.
Okay, so this first one, which of the candidates actually received a Grammy in 1997?
I think I know the answer.
A Grammy?
What?
Who's a singer?
Yeah, or like a rapper.
A rapper?
All of them. All of them. Singer, rap. I'm gonna go with. I'm going last.
All right. I'm gonna go with Trump.
I'm going with Hillary Clinton. I'm pretty sure Hillary Clinton has an audio book that won a Grammy, maybe.
Well, two of you are right. It's actually Hillary Clinton.
Yes!
Hillary won for the audio version of It Takes a Whole Village for the best non-musical album.
That's right.
I didn't even know that was something you could win a Grammy for. I thought Donald Trump maybe had a recording studio and then he kind of won a Grammy because of that.
No, that's valid though. I could totally see Donald Trump doing that,
Yeah.
All right, what's our next question?
You could get one. So your next one is, which candidate owns more than 70 bass guitars? Bernie Sanders, Mike Huckabee, or Chris Christie?
I think.
What?
Okay.
This is specific.
This is hard though because
all right.
I just want to go with Chris Christie because I'm from New Jersey and that's like my man, but I don't think it's him. My thoughts are Christie looks like he probably played in some sort of band growing up and continued his passion.
I agree.
Mike Huckabee.
I'm going with Christie.
All right, well, Mike Huckabee is your answer. It is Mike Huckabee, believe it or not.
Okay.
Though Chris Christie does look like he would shred on the guitar. So.
Yeah, right? And I feel like he has that personality kind of,
Yeah.
just get up, play in front of a crowd of people.
All right, well, Huckabee and Christie can make their own little band.
Yeah, they can.
All right, your next one is, which candidate recorded a folk album in 1987?
So
You have
musical. Everyone.
Bernie
is so
Sanders,
musical.
Martin O'Malley, or Mike Huckabee, the guitar player.
A folk album.
Okay, so if you own bass guitars, does that have to
I don't
do
know
with
if
folk
bass guitars are
music?
in folk music.
I don't know. I don't really
Okay,
listen to folk music.
I'm gonna go with Sanders because I feel like he's a folk music kind of guy, and I feel like O'Malley may be too young. I don't know.
Well, Jess, you are right on this one. It is Bernie Sanders.
Oh my gosh, interesting.
Thank you. I'm good with folk music. Who knew?
Vermont folk music. So is Sanders, apparently.
So this next one could be a little important going into the election, but which of the following candidates dropped out of law school? Carly Fiorina, Donald Trump, or Ben Carson?
Dropped out of.
There's so much going through my head of trying to figure out, like, logically.
They're all tops in their fields, you know.
Dropped out.
Okay. I feel like a lot of people that own successful businesses dropped out of school at some point. I'm going to say Fiorina.
That was exactly my thought process.
I was originally going to go with Fiorina, but I'm going with Carson, because maybe he was like, no, I really want to be a doctor.
Yeah, I want to be a neurosurgeon.
Well, Jess, you should have stuck with Fiorina, because these two got it right.
Yes.
Carly Fiorina actually dropped out of law school.
Wow, very interesting.
But she went on to be a pretty big person at HP.
I think she did
so
all
I think
right.
she's doing all right.
Yep.
Your next one. Which of the following candidates' spouse was a former Miami Dolphins cheerleader? Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, or Martin O'Malley?
Oh, Martin O'Malley's family is so pretty.
I'm going.
He's pretty too.
I don't know. I think I'm just going to go.
Now think about this one. Miami Dolphins.
Oh no. Max, now you're really like
I'm
fighting
going
me with
with
political
Marco
knowledge
Rubio.
that I'm not aware of yet.
I'm just going with Rubio.
It's a good I already committed to O'Malley.
Me too.
It's Rubio. Rubio is one of the candidates who spent a lot of time here in Florida.
Yeah.
So you might want to...
Well, Mrs. O'Malley, you're gorgeous, and you could have been a cheerleader in my mind. So.
All right. Which one of the candidates wrote a letter to NASA when they were a child asking how to be an astronaut? Marco Rubio, Hillary Clinton, or Jeb Bush?
That's such a cute question. I never did anything like that as a kid.
Yeah, no. And I never wanted to be an astronaut.
I think that was the one job I didn't want to.
That was
an
the
astronaut.
I wrote Bush because I feel like he would look great in a space helmet, and I also just feel like that family would encourage you to
100% agree.
I wrote Bush.
Bush, Bush. Well, it's Clinton. Hillary actually wrote a letter to NASA asking how exactly she could become an astronaut when she was older. Which of the candidates won a debate national championship while they were in college? Ted Cruz, Hillary Clinton, or Rand Paul?
How do you think them in college being on a debate team is going to help them out now in the election?
I feel like it would, right? Would they all? I feel like are good debaters. So.
I hope it would help them out.
Who had enough free time to do debate in college is what I'm thinking.
And it's a national championship, so they worked at it for a little while.
I'm just going to go with test-taking skills and say that we haven't had Paul really up on the board, so I'm going to write Paul.
I'm writing Hillary Clinton.
Well, it is not Paul, and it is not Clinton. It's actually Ted Cruz.
Oh, wow.
Ted Cruz, when he was studying at Princeton, won the entire competition.
Wow.
Go Princeton.
Okay, so those were some pretty interesting facts. I got to learn about all the candidates. Now I have to start doing my actual research and keep up with talking points so that we can see what's going on in the election this year.
Yes, well, thank you for teaching us so much. And actually, Nicole DeMentri taught us a little bit about what a day in the life of Otto the Orange is like. Let's take a look.
Last week, we headed to Manley Field to follow around Otto at the men's soccer game. So we just found our very first Otto. I believe it is an impersonator Otto. Hold on, let me check. It might be. Let's see if it can answer some questions. So, Otto, what is your favorite thing to do all day? I don't think Otto's answering. Let's ask another question. Otto, where do you sleep at night? I don't think this is the real Otto, so we're going to have to go find him. Someone spotted Otto showing off during the game, so I asked around to see just where I could find him. Here with Hannah right now, and we're going to find out what is your favorite part of Otto. He's so outgoing, like he will literally go up to anyone. Okay, so the question lies, is Otto or Bush? I always assumed he was a boy, but now you're making me question something. Despite the rain, Otto mixed and mingled with the crowd. His celeb status was a little too busy until... I finally found Otto. Otto, do you ever graduate, or are you just here forever? No, never graduate. I think it's good to be here forever, don't you? Syracuse is beautiful in the winter. Otto asked me to follow him back into the stands and watch him have fun with some young fans. He says his favorite part of his job is getting to dance around. Try and do it? Okay, ready? Look, even I got to try my hand at a few tricks. This one was called the famous orange spin. I had a thing. Okay, I think I did that okay. Even despite the rain coming down right now, Otto was running, jumping, spinning. I even got to learn a couple moves. Kids were playing with him, adults, and everybody just loves Otto. That just means that here at Syracuse, we really do have the best mascot. For Citrus TV, I'm Nicole DeMentri.
Well, that just about does it for us on this episode of Juice and Java, but we had a lot of fun today.
Yes, we definitely did. I loved looking back on people's favorite 90s shows.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so one thing that wasn't mentioned was the Wild Thornberrys, which was my favorite 90s show. Yeah, we heard so many of Friends.
Yes.
Did you guys watch Friends?
That I might actually be my answer as well. I don't want to cop out, but it was such a good show.
I'm a big fan of the Rugrats. I dressed up as Chucky for Halloween.
See, I was never allowed to watch
gosh.
the Rugrats as a child. It was just a thing.
Why? It's babies.
I don't know. My mom was just not into it, so wasn't allowed to. So you know.
We also talked about the new Mexican Chinese restaurant on Marshall Street.
It's different.
Have you either of you been?
I haven't been yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to say the name, I think, before I go.
Avoca.
I don't know, but it sounds interesting.
Well,
Definitely have to take a trip.
Yeah, you definitely get to pick the name. You get to pick either Chinese or Mexican food. So, you get to pick a lot of things.
You're someone that can't decide. Maybe hard restaurant to go to.
Yeah.
But also we learned about your first apartment.
Yes, I had my first apartment this year, so it was definitely a learning curve, learning how to cook. But I actually just said to my roommate the other day, hey, I'm actually getting the hang of this cooking thing. Like I'm learning how to make it work and not having to mix.
It's fun once you learn. Yeah, once you learn how to do it. You haven't had your first apartment yet.
So it was great to watch them and know all the tips and everything. Jordan Lauren did a great job on that. But also visiting Jess at her apartment and visiting you, learning how to just live with a roommate in an apartment.
Yeah.
It's so different from
and
a
to decorate
dorm.
your room to make it your own.
Yeah. It's going to be so awesome and so fun.
And then we learned some things about politics.
Yes.
And some candidates.
Maybe not everyone's strong suit, as we've learned. But
definitely some fun facts, I would say.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This campaign year is been a little different than most. We've got some characters in there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it plays out because we still have a whole nother year to think that it's still a whole nother year away. But are you guys going to vote on the November 3rd election? I know it's right around the corner.
I haven't gotten my absentee
ballot. Okay, I know I sent in my absentee ballot, but it's okay. It's not really that big of an election. Just vote for president.
We will.
Yes.
It was a great show. We're in November now, but October was a huge month. There was so many things going on. I know we have our little pink extensions for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm wearing pink right now, but there are a lot of other things in October.
Yes. What were some of the other things that were going on?
Cyber Security Awareness Month. I'm big on this one,
yes,
guys.
She's very big on it. Protect yourself.
It is dangerous. People can hack into your computers through the camera. They can take pictures of you.
Yeah.
If you hear your computer working at night, that probably means someone's hacking into it.
That's so scary.
So be aware.
So make sure you turn it off at night.
Oh, all of that. Yeah. And then November is Movember?
No
Shave November.
I was actually trying to figure out what exactly it was for, and it really is to promote men's health and raising money for cancer research because you're not shaving, you're just letting your hair grow wild, so the money that you're not spending on getting shaving tools or things like that or cutting your hair, you're supposed to donate towards cancer research. So
that's great. I thought men just like to keep it hairy in the winter to stay warm or something.
Yeah, I know people are posting a lot of pictures of the progress of how it's going month by month.
Yeah.
So it's really
it's
fun.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. But another great way for social media for Juice and Java is to make sure that you check us out on Instagram, on Facebook, follow us on Twitter so you can stay caught up with the latest that's going on with Juice and Java. And that is going to be it for us here for this first November episode of Juice and Java. I'm Jessica Mendelson.
I'm Maddy Stessman.
And I'm Nicole DeMentri. Happy fall, Syracuse.